Hello, I'm MisterBo, and today we're going to be going over my thoughts and impressions about Crash Bandicoot on the Run. So Crash Bandicoot on the Run has been out now for around 2 or 3 weeks, and I feel like I've got a good idea on what this game is all about. I've played a number of different levels, I've gone up against a number of different bosses, I've played the multiplayer, if you want to call it that, to an extent. I've bought the battle pass and I've been leveling that up. I've seen how the microtransactions work and all of that kind of stuff that goes with this game. And that is why I haven't done this video up until now, because I thought I didn't have a good idea about what this game is. I need to get in there and try out all the different elements to this game so I can get a better picture of how this all comes together and how it works, and if it works well. If I was to have done this a day or two after the game came out, I wouldn't have been able to play the first season, buy the battle pass and see how that's integrated into it. I wouldn't have been able to see kind of how multiplayer really works, because there were some issues on that first couple of days with survival tickets and all that kind of stuff. So now the game is kind of stable. We've kind of played all there is to play to an extent. I'm only like 50 gems in, but I have a better idea of what this game is, and we're going to be going over what I like about this game, because there's a lot I like about this game. We're going to be going over what I'm not that keen on and how they can improve it to help the longevity and just replayability of this game, because I think that's the kind of big driver here. Getting people to play this game, cool, but getting people to stick around and stick around for a long time, I think that's what they're really hoping for. And I think there are things that help that and allow people to stick around for longer, but there's also things that are kind of making you go, I don't know if I want to just play this non-stop, or I think I'm done with this game now. So we'll talk about that. So the first big thing King absolutely nails is this feels like a Crash Bandicoot game. And that's what you want from a Crash Bandicoot game, right? You want it to feel like a Crash Bandicoot game. And there was a lot of worry going into this. It's a mobile game. Is this going to be a quick cash grab? Is this going to feel like Crash Bandicoot? Is this going to feel like some side tacked on thing that we're going to play and be like, what is this? But no, King have done a great job. This feels like those classic Crash Bandicoot games of Crash 1, Cortex Strikes Back and Warped. That classic gameplay feel that you know of running down a kind of a hallway basically translates really well into the gameplay style they've picked for this game. And you've got the going left, going right, jumping up, sliding, belly flopping, spinning, dodging nitro crates, TNTs, all that kind of stuff you expect to see in a Crash Bandicoot game is present here. So they've done an excellent job. I think they've done a really good job of implementing boss fights. I think there is some things they could change there to make them a little bit more engaging, but for what they have in terms of the actual gameplay, I think they've implemented those kind of things in really well. Another big thing that King have knocked it out of the park with is the look of this game and the feel for this game in terms of music and stuff like that. The UI design, again, feels like Crash Bandicoot, looks like Crash Bandicoot. The character designs of Crash, Coco and all the various villains looks like the original character designs. There was a time early last year or late 2019 where we saw an image of Crash and we saw an image of Dingodile, and they looked a little bit off. They didn't look like Crash and Dingodile, but I think King saw that feedback and was like, okay, we need to kind of change this a little bit, make them look more like the original style. And they went back to the drawing board, redesigned them a little bit, and now they look like the characters they're supposed to. Personally, I didn't actually mind that Crash Bandicoot look, but I do definitely prefer this one. I think we've seen with Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled that they can take characters, and this is Beanox and not King, but they can take characters that haven't been present for a while, give them a new fresh look of paint, make them look like the original character, but also make them look new. We saw that with a number of different characters. We saw that with a character like Rillaroo, who then was like, okay, we kind of made a mistake here with Rillaroo, we'll go back and we'll fix it. So it's good to know that a developer like Beanox and Activision at least are willing to listen, and I think if this game had come out and everyone had been like, hey, King, Dingodile looks like absolute rubbish, I think they would probably been like, okay, maybe we rework this a bit. But yeah, character design, level design, the menu music is great. It's kind of like that Crash Bandicoot traditional theme, but it's got like flute in it and stuff. It's super cool, and I think they've done a great job at nailing the feel of this game outside of the gameplay. Also, this game is pretty fun to an extent, right? Playing through the levels, dodging all the incoming stuff, making sure you get to the end of a level and fight the boss, that's all cool. The survival runs are super fun. I like how it gets quicker and quicker. Sometimes it does feel a little bit cheesy. Sometimes there's like a hole in a random place. Sometimes I'll jump on a mushroom and I'll just fall through the mushroom. Like I'll get the animation of jumping on the mushroom, but they won't jump on the mushroom. Things like that are a little bit kind of, I feel, unfair, and hopefully they can smooth those kind of things out. I think they've done a nice job with the seasons. I like how the first season's all based around nitrous oxide. We don't know what the next seasons are based on, but hopefully we see, you know, fan favorite characters return and sort of present us this challenge of a battle pass. But I feel like they need to do more with it, make more things themed around that battle pass. It would have been nice to have seen, hey, nitrous oxide is here for the first season. For a limited time, the survival runs take place in Oxide Station. Or maybe the menu of the game, the island you're on, maybe you see like Oxide's ship in the background or something like that to make it feel more like a season is currently happening. I do like the progression of the battle pass and the rewards you get, collecting trophies, which makes you want to go into survival runs or defeat bosses to level that up. The thing I think they could improve upon are the challenges. Every day you have the Aku Aku challenge, which presents you kind of 3 mini objectives. You complete them all, you get a reward. I feel like that kind of challenge that they present to you in those Aku Aku quests would be better fitting for the mission board. The mission board is, hey, go collect 50 of these items, trade them in, get some trophies, level up your battle pass. I think it would be better being like, hey, go into this certain level, destroy 50 crates, boom, that's that challenge done, here are some trophies. I think they could improve the challenges for the battle pass and how you level that up, because it does seem a little bit just drawn out. Another thing I really like is the whole team aspect of this game. You create a team or you join a team, you only have 30 slots. Hopefully they can increase that to maybe like 50 or 100 would be nice, but you as a team work together to earn trophies, to level up that leaderboard, and then at the end of a season get some cool rewards. Whether you come in 84th or you come in 2nd place, you're at least getting sort of something for your contribution to the team, which is nice to see, though it does look like some teams are cheating, but all that kind of stuff will hopefully get smoothed out over time. There's definitely a lot of stuff there that they are doing right, but let's talk about in a little bit more detail some of the things that I would like to see changed, because at the moment I'm kind of at the point where I've got 50 gems, I'm slowly progressing through the game, but it's got to that point where I need to take on Embryo and I need to make certain items. So I go into these sort of collection runs, collect that item, which takes a little bit of time, go back to the menu, put that stuff on to cook. That's taking like 4 hours. So I'm like, okay, I guess I come back in like 8 hours time before I go to bed and collect these items and then put these eggs into the other machine, which is now taking another 4 hours. So I guess I'll just get back on this tomorrow, and then I get that item. I'm like, okay, cool. Oh, I'm short of a few items. Go back into collection run, collect the materials for those items, rinse and repeat. And then like in 3 days, I'll be like, oh, cool. Now I can finally take on Embryo. Nice. That is really sort of stifling the game here. I've got to that point where it's just too slow for progression. And as someone who doesn't want to spend on this game other than the battle pass, there's too much microtransactions, pay to speed up the progress. We saw many interviews going into this game where they were like, you know, we've looked at the monetization route. We think the main monetization option here is going to be the battle pass. I've done like 2 videos on this. There was an interview with GameSpot, I believe. So it was kind of a little bit disappointing to log on to this game the first day and be like, okay, cool, I can buy skins for crystals, and I can buy crystals, and I can buy items that will then help do things quicker. But when it's like, hey, I put this item on for 8 hours, some of them are ridiculous, and it's like, hey, spend 50 crystals, you can speed this up, you can get on with your game. I'm like, well, I just put 5 quid into the battle pass. I guess I'm just going to go do survival runs and not bother with this. And that's kind of where I've been. I've just been doing survival runs. I haven't been bothering with the main progression of the game because it just feels like it's too slow and kind of not worth it. So hopefully they can kind of tweak those things, either make things progress quicker, add some other way to progress those quicker than other than spending real money. I would get it if you could pay for the battle pass, and through the battle pass you could unlock the next battle pass and the next battle pass. Like Call of Duty, plenty of other games do that at Fortnite. That does it with their battle pass. You buy the battle pass once, and if you progress to the final tier, you unlock currency through that, which you can then spend on the battle pass. There's no option to buy the battle pass for crystals. you just buy it. If that was the case, I'd understand them adding in other microtransaction options here and there because, hey, you've bought the battle pass once, that's a $5, cool. But the fact that it doesn't, and you have to buy that every couple of weeks, feels like, hey, you've bought the battle pass, but hey, buy all this other stuff too. Again, I don't mind it for skins, but when you're buying progression, it's just a little bit like, do I actually want to play this? Maybe not. Hopefully, again, they can tweak that. And then the other thing I think really needs to be improved upon is survival runs. Like, they're cool, and I super enjoy them because they're kind of the biggest challenge in the game. The speed that it gets up to can be pretty quick, but playing against bots, it has a sort of life to it. I want to be playing against other people, and whether that's in the same format as a survival run where you're all three of you are there, and maybe you can kind of bump into each other, and if someone's in a lane next to you and you go to the right and they're there, you just can't do that. I think that'd be kind of cool. Maybe add the speed pads that you see in time trials so people can get ahead quicker. This is an idea we came up with in the stream. A lot of people like Crash Team Racing, right? It's a car racing game. Add some sort of racing element to Crash on the Run. Have a course that you're running around and dodging items, and maybe that level kind of changes every so often, or add checkpoints. And then add these speed pads, add the like bomb berries you can throw at each other, and have it be a race. Who can get to first place and cross the finish line in first place, or who can just get to the end of this run and not die? I think that's a big thing that needs to be added into this game, is multiplayer when it comes to survival runs and the team leaderboards, because again, it could get pretty boring pretty quickly. Now, as I said at the top of this video, King got a lot of things right. This game is super addictive, but I just want to play it more, you know? I want to be able to hop in, play against Embryo, play against Pink Elephant, but I feel like the game is saying, we don't want you to do that. We want you to put this item in a machine, walk away for 2 days, come back, put another item in a machine, maybe come back in a day or in a couple of hours, and then do that. But I want to be like, hey, I put this in the machine, maybe it's a high level item, it takes an hour at most, 30 minutes. I do a couple of survival runs, that item's then ready, I can then go on to Embryo, move on quickly like that. I think when it comes to multiple hours for just one item, that's making me not want to continue with this, and could affect the longevity and the replayability of this game, which I said is the main thing they want. They want you to continue to play this, to buy into this game, to get the battle passes each season. I think just smooth some things out. But overall, like, I would give this game an 8 out of 10. I've been super enjoying it. I've seen other people really enjoying it. I think the only complaints that I've seen about this game are the kind of complaints that I brought up here. Actual multiplayer, change how long items take, and just smooth things out here and there. But again, they nailed the Crash Bandicoot feel. They got like a crazy amount of downloads day one. This game is doing well, and I hope that it continues to do well, because I want to see them succeed with this, because I like Crash Bandicoot. I think this game is super cool, and this game doing well only means better for just Crash Bandicoot franchise as a whole and the life of this game. So I'd love to know in the comments below, what do you think of Crash Bandicoot on the Run? What do you like? What do you not like? What would you like to see improved upon? Are you still playing the game? That's one thing I'd like to know. Did you play it when it first came out, and are you still sticking with it, or have you dropped off because of some of the things I've mentioned in this video, or other things I haven't mentioned that you do like and you don't like? Let me know. Also, let me know in the comments below, do you like this kind of video where I talk to you guys and intercut gameplay? Because if you do, then I'll definitely do more of this stuff in the future. Kind of just adds another level to videos, I guess. Apart from all that though, if you did enjoy, click that like. If you're new around here, subscribe for more gaming content and coverage. You can also follow me over on Twitter at IamMisterBo. You can join our Discord server to talk about Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, a bunch of other games. But apart from all that, thank you very much for watching and for hanging out with me. I do super appreciate it. Hopefully I will catch you in some future content. But until then, as always, make sure you take care. Bye-bye.